Welcome to the Financial Alchemist channel. My name is Emmanuel and let's get right into the video. So I had 4 reasons to why I entered the Bitcoin USD short. First reason is the 4-year cycle. This is the 4-year cycle. Why 4-year cycle? Some say because of the halving which occurs 4 years. But from the chart, looking at the chart alone, you can see the peaks always happen every 4 years. So this peak 2013, 4 years later we have 2017, 4 years later we have 2021. The next 4 years, if you have to extrapolate, we should expect a peak 2025. So this gave me a range or a year in which we should expect the peak in Bitcoin USD. Obviously you're not going to get the exact months and days, but you can get estimations. So looking at this as well, you can see from this bottom down here, so the bottom to the peak, if you watch how many months it takes, over here you can see it took 35 months. So from the bottom of 2015 to the peak of 2017, it took 35 months. Next cycle, this bottom of 2018 December to 35 months later, we had the exact peak. So if you had to extrapolate that from this bottom of 2022 November, 35 months will be October 2025. So this is a likely month for that to occur. Secondly, I looked at the USDT dominance. So this is the USDT dominance. So USDT dominance, look at it here, USDT dominance. So USDT, United States Dollar Tether, this is USD, that's fiat, and USDT into cryptocurrency. So USDT, the dominance. So dominance, it just shows how the total market cap is in USDT. So let me explain this. So if we have Bitcoin, we have, don't mind my handwriting, USDT, USDT. If Bitcoin, BTC should go high, USDT dominance .d goes down. Why is this? So as Bitcoin USD goes higher, those with USDT exchange their USDT to buy more BTC, and the opposite too is also true. As Bitcoin drops, so BTC USD drops, people exchange more of their Bitcoin into USDT, making their USDT increase. So the valuation of their USDT portfolio increases as Bitcoin drops. Those and people also get more USDT to wait for lower prices. Those who bought at the tops too are selling to not have more losses. So they are all keeping USDT. So this is why we have this relationship. As one increase, one decrease. As one decrease, one increases. This is our USDT chart. This blue line here is our Bitcoin USD. The candles you see here is USDT dominance. As I already said, you can see the inverse relationship that they have here. The peak in Bitcoin USD corresponds to a bottom in USDT dominance. So these red lines are the peaks in Bitcoin USD. And I want to see what happens on the USDT dominance. That is why you have this. From this, you can see that the USDT dominance is increasing over time, and it respects this trend line. So from here, we respected this, all these peaks. No matter how high Bitcoin USD went, it came to respect this trend line on the downside on USDT dominance. So that is what you can see throughout the years. So when we were here, I saw there was a break of trend line and we were forming a bottom. You can go lower if you like. We were forming a bottom. We were forming a bottom or a support level into October. That alone gave me an idea that we are about to bottom to the upside. And if USDT dominance is going bullish, that means Bitcoin USD is about to get bearish. And we saw this counter trend line, and I explained why I expected this to break. The third reason is the DXY, so that's the dollar index. Let's go to the dollar index. This shows the strength. This shows the strength of USD compared to other major currencies like the euro, the Japanese yen, and GBP. So that's the Great British Pound, right? So we know 1 USD, that's the fiat currency, is equal to 1 USDT. It tracks each other. So we try to see the correlation with USDT to the DXY. You can go back to the monthly, and this is here as well. We have the blue lines here as Bitcoin, so that you can visually see the correlation. So you can see the peak. Let's get this trend line. You can see our peak in Bitcoin as well over here marks a bottom zone. You won't get exactly, but you can get a range. So it marks a bottoming zone. This one marks a peak zone. So the peak zone marks a bottom zone in the DXY. If you go further, you see this peak zone marks a bottom zone as here as well. If we can even clone this similar thing, we clone this similar thing here as well. This was the exact peak, so let's put it here. And I was expecting October, so I put this on October as well. So looking at this, you won't get it exactly, but it gives you a fair idea of what is going to happen with Bitcoin with respect to the dollar or the DXY index. So here we could see we had the bottoming whilst we are about to peak. Here as well, we could see we are about to bottom to get the peak over here. Similar thing here. Here we bottomed before, so this was even more confirmation at this point, because we had already bottomed and we're going upwards in DXY. So we will kind of have more probabilities on our side if we think Bitcoin is going to drop. Here too as well, we hadn't formed our bottom yet, but it looked like we are about to form our bottom formation. So we are not going to get it exactly every time. The chart patterns and everything changes, but once you have a fair idea of what is going to happen, you trade according to that. So here we could see DXY is also bottoming, which can also hint a fall in Bitcoin USD. So this as well can help you explain the forex market as well, but we won't go that in this video. Once we know DXY is about to strengthen, we know what's going to happen to the other cross pairs in the forex market. That's the GBP USD, AUD USD, and the other USD pairs, but we'll talk about that later. This is just regarding Bitcoin. This also shows what is going to happen, is likely to happen to Bitcoin with respect to the dollar index. Fourthly, we have the gold to Bitcoin valuation. So gold BTC. Yes. So when you go to the gold BTC, you will see it like this. You have to use the log chart to get what I'm saying. So you send this to the log chart. This is the log chart for gold to BTC valuation. Here as well, our blue line is Bitcoin. We take our trend line, the peak here, response here. We can clone these as well. We clone this, so this peak corresponds to this bottom. This peak corresponds to this bottom. If I'm expecting peak in October 2025, let's put it on October. Yes, October 2025. This is how the chart is looking. So you can see that in the gold to BTC valuation, over here, this is a random price. You can't get to this. This is also a random price. This as well. This 50-50. But over here, you can see one. This is a prior support zone. So you can get double first touch, second touch, double bottom. However you look at it, you can say this is the first, this is the second, this is the third. So however you look at this, let's make this clearer. However I look at this, anytime we bottom in the gold to BTC ratio, we are about to fall in Bitcoin USD, but we don't know where the bottom occurs because we are creating new lows as we go. But this time, we didn't create any new time low. We came to stop at the previous support. So we came to store over here. That's about 0.028. So we came to stop. We break over here the previous cycle first peak, the actual peak for 2021 here. We came to store over here. This bull cycle in this market as well, we came to store here. And entering our supposedly peak in October, we are here. So this alone should give you the aside that you can see this is a major confluence zone which will put gold BTC higher, in turn make Bitcoin USD fall. So obviously there are different asset classes. Crypto is in itself. We have gold, we have the forex, we have the metals, we have commodities. Yes. So this alone, once you know the valuation of gold is going to increase with the valuation of BTC, this alone can tell you can start to shift your assets from Bitcoin to gold. Because assuming gold is going to fall as well as Bitcoin is going to fall, this alone will show you that Bitcoin will fall more than that of gold. So you are going to preserve your wealth more in gold. And in this case, we not only did we not fall, but we actually went higher in gold. So this can also help you, but this is another video pertaining gold. But these are the 4 reasons why I was short Bitcoin USD in 2025 till now. Obviously, as I said, it's not going to happen exactly throughout the years, but once they are still happening, we take advantage of them. We are not yet at the end of the bear cycle. For this to be invalid, we need to create a new all-time high in 2026. So once we don't have a new all-time high in 2026, I expect Bitcoin USD to go lower. As of now, we are 70,400 from 126,000. So yes, these are the 4 reasons. These are my contingency plans. Unless we go higher than 126,000, I'm still short this.